Hi, my name is Valerie Wellman, and I'm an amateur homesteader. I've been brewing kombucha for about a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years now, and I've started brewing Jun as well. So this video is for my friends that have wanted a little demonstration on how to brew kombucha. I have several jars. Because I'm an amateur homesteader, I don't have all of the great new tools that they have available at kitchen and garden home stores. So I just make do with what I have. It's super cheap to make kombucha. It's just the cost of like 8 tea bags and a cup of sugar to make a gallon of kombucha. So I've got several gallons going and brewing all at one time. And this is what the scobies themselves look like. They're kind of like a mushroom looking thing, but and of course I don't remember off the top of my head what SCOBY actually stands for. It's symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. I did remember. So kombucha has a SCOBY, and also Jun has its own SCOBY going. It's more grainy and it kind of falls apart, but it's completely a different, they call it a SCOBY also, but it's a different kind of, it's different yeast and bacteria. And the way you make kombucha and the way you make Jun is the same process, but you use different ingredients. So in Jun, you're going to use green tea and honey. And in kombucha, you're going to use black tea and sugar. Some people add different ingredients at a second fermentation, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. So it's really easy to brew the kombucha. You just make a big pot of tea on the stove, and you stir the sugar in just like you would make sweet tea. It's way sweeter than you want it to be normally, but for, again, the recipe for 1 gallon of tea is 1 cup of sugar and 8 tea bags. So you brew that up and you put a SCOBY into your jar. The tea has to be not hot or it will kill the SCOBY. So what I usually do is brew up the tea and let it cool down, and then I pour about 3/4 of it full, and I put the SCOBY in. Remember, the tea is not hot at all. And then I fill the rest of it up with just water from the tap. And then I cover it with cheesecloth, or I've used like the flour sack towels, not something super thick because you want oxygen to be able to get in. And then a rubber band on the top to keep like fruit flies out because they really like that acidic smell. If you want to do something else besides just straight black tea, then I would go on to the websites that talk about different recipes. I just stick with the plain because that's what I like. So then you brew it. I like to brew it for 7 days, maybe 10. And sometimes I put more tea bags in than the 8 required per gallon, just because I like a strong tea flavor. So today I have been bottling. So after you've let it brew, then you go to the bottling stage, and you just, again, I use what I have on hand. So these are just glass water bottles, and with the screw-on lid. So you can also use, I'm going to tilt this just a teeny bit. You can also use old wine bottles with corks. So yeah, and then I just funnel it in. So I'll show that. What I've done is just pour the kombucha from the bottles, the brewing, into something that's easier to pour. And then I just pour it in here. So this is the bottling stage, and what I do for the bottling stage, in order to get that kind of crispier, carbonated feel to it, when I go to bottle it, I put a little bit of sugar in the bottom of the jar, and then I just pour the kombucha straight over the top of it, and I let it sit for another 7 days. You can drink it right away. You can drink it after the 4th day. You can drink it after the 24th day. It kind of, at this point, it goes completely based on your taste. I found for my taste, about day 5 is perfect for me. My partner likes it a lot stronger, so he likes like day 10 or so. And then after it's at the taste that you like, then you just put it in the fridge, and that will slow down the growth process. So after you have it bottled, you've got the sugar in the bottom, you fill it up, cap it, stick it someplace, and let it sit for however long you like it. And you can just do little taste tests and see where your favorite day is. And then I just write it down. And so when I brew and I bottle, I usually do that at the same time, on the same day. And then I just mark on I have a whiteboard in the back that I write down the day that I brew it and the day that I bottle it, so that I know when. And when I first started, I took lots of notes. This time I did 7 tea bags, and I added cherry juice for the second fermentation, and so I just kept a lot of notes, and now I don't need to do that because I know what recipe I like the best. Yeah, so that's about it in a nutshell. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me at valeriewillman@gmail.com. VALERIEWILLMAN@gmail.com. You can also contact me through my website at valeriewillman.com. Thank you so much.